Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome all to today's reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antilila, chapter number 13, Pastimes with Jagadananda Pandit and Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langate girim, yat kripa tamam vande Shri Gurum Deen Tarinam, Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram, Hari Om Tatsat. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the following summary of the 13th chapter in his Amrit Pravah Bhashya. Thinking Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be uncomfortable sleeping on bark of plantain trees, Jagadananda made a pillow and quilt for him. The Lord, however, did not accept them. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami made another pillow and quilt from finely shredded plantain leaves, and after strongly objecting, the Lord accepted them with the permission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagadananda Pandit went to Vrindavan, where he discussed many devotional subjects with Sanatan Goswami. There was also a discussion about Mukund Saraswati's garment. When Jagadananda returned to Jagannath Puri, he presented Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu some gifts from Sanatan Goswami, and the incident of the pilu fruit took place. Once Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic upon hearing the songs of Devadasi. Unaware of who was singing, he ran toward her through thorny bushes, but when Govinda informed the Lord that it was a woman singing, he immediately stopped. By this incident, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed everyone that sannyasis and Vaishnavas should not hear women singing. After Raghunath Bhatt Goswami left Varanasi on his way to Jagannath Puri after completing his I'm sorry, I think I should reread it again. I just assumed it was actually Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. When Raghunath Bhatt Goswami left Varanasi on his way to Jagannath Puri after completing his education, he met Ramadas Vishwas Pandit. Vishwas Pandit was very poor of his education, and being an impersonalist, he was not well received by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A partial study of the life of Raghunath Bhatt Goswami comprises the end of this chapter. Moving to verse number 1. Krishna Vicheda Jatarya Kshine Chapi Manastanu Dadhate Phulatam Bhaver Yassitam Goram Ashray. Let me take shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Gaurachandra. Chandra. His mind became exhausted and his body very thin from the pain of separation from Krishna. But when he felt ecstatic love for the Lord, he again became fully developed. Verse 2. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityanand Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to the devotees of the Lord. Verse 3. Hena Mate Mahaprabhu Jagadananda Sange Nana Mate Aswadya Premer Tarange. In the company of Jagadananda Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would taste various transcendental relationships of pure love. Verse 4. Krishna Vichede Dukhe Kshinu Manakaya Bhava Veshe Prabhu Kabhu Prafulit Haya. The unhappiness of separation from Krishna exhausted the Lord's mind and reduced the structure of his body. But when he felt emotions of ecstatic love, he again became developed and healthy. Verse number 5. Kalaras Sharalate Shayan Ati Kshin Kaya Sharalate Had Lage Vyatha Haya Gaya. Because he was very thin, when he lay down to rest on the bark of plantain trees, it caused him pain in his bones. Verse 6. Dekhi sab bhakta gana maha dukh paye sahite nare Jagadananda Shrijila upay. All the devotees felt very unhappy to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in pain. Indeed, they could not tolerate it. Then Jagadananda Pandit devised a remedy. Verse 7. Sukshma Vastra Ani Gorika Diya Rangaila Shimulir Tula Diya Taha Puraila. He acquired some fine cloth and colored it with red oxide. Then he filled it with cotton from Shimula tree. Verse 8 Ekabuli balisa govindera hate dila prabhure shoyahiha ihae tahare kahila. In this way, he made a quilt and a pillow, which he then gave to Govinda, saying, Ask the Lord to lie on it. Verse 9 स्वरूप गोसानी के कहे जगदानंद आजी आपने याना प्रभु रे karaiha shayan. Jagdananda said to Swarup Damodar Goswami, Today please personally persuade Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to lie down on the bed. Verse 10 Shayanera kale Swarup tahani rahila tuli balisa dekhi Prabhu krodhavishta haila. When it was time for the Lord to go to bed, Swarup Damodar stayed nearby, but when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the quilt and pillow, he was immediately very angry. Verse 11 Govindere puchena iha karaila kon jana Jagdanandere naam shuni sankoch haila mana. The Lord inquired from Govinda, Who has made this? When Govinda named Jagdanand Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was somewhat fearful. Verse 12 Govindere kahi se tuli dur kaila kalar sharala upar shayan karila. After asking Govinda to put aside the quilt and pillow, the Lord lay down on the dry plantain bark. Verse 13 Swarup kahe tomar ichha ki kahite pari shayya upekshile pandit dukha pabe bhari. Swarup Damodar said to the Lord, I cannot contradict your supreme will, my Lord, but if you do not accept the bedding, Jagdanand Pandit will feel great unhappiness. Verse 14 Prabhu kahena खाट एक आनहा पाड़ीते जगदानंद चाहे आम्या विषय भुंजाइते. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, You should bring a bedstead here for me to lie down. Jagdanand Pandit wants me to enjoy material happiness. Verse 15 Sannyasi Manush Amar Bhumite Shayan Amare Khat Tuli Balisa Mastak Mundana. I'm in the renounced order, and therefore I must lie down on the floor. For me to use a bedstead, cart, quilt or pillow, tuli or balisa would be very shameful. Verse 16 Swarup the Gosani Asi Pandit Kahila Shuni Jagdanand Mane Mahadukh Paila. When Swarup Damodar returned and related all these incidents, Jagdanand Pandit felt very unhappy. This was verse 16. Moving to number 17 verse. Swarup Gosani Tabe Srila Prakar Kadalira Shushk Patra Anila Apar. Then Swarup Damodar Goswami devised another method. First, he secured a large quantity of dry banana leaves. Verse 18 Nakhe Chiri Taha Ati Sukshma Kaila Prabhura Bahirvas Duite Se Sab Bharila. He then tore the leaves into very fine fibers with his nails and filled two of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's outer garments with the fiber. Number 19 verse E Mata Dui Kaila Odana Padane Angikar Kaila Prabhu Anek Yatane. In this way, Swarup Damodar made some bedding and pillow, and after much endeavor by the devotee, Sri Chaitanya accepted them. Moving to verse 20 now. ताते शयन करे ना प्रभु देखी सबे सुखी जगदानंद भीतरे क्रोध बाहिरे महादुखी. Everyone was happy to see the Lord lie down on that bed, but Jagdanand Pandit was inwardly angry and externally he appeared very unhappy. Verse 21 Purve Jagadanandir Ichha Vrindavan Yaite Prabhu Agya na dena Tanre na pare chalite. Formerly, when Jagdanand Pandit had desired to go to Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not given his permission and therefore he could not go. Verse 22 भीतरेरा क्रोध दुख प्रकाश na kaila mathura yaite prabhu sthane agya magila. Now concealing his anger and unhappiness, Jagdananda Pandit again asked Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for permission to go to Mathura. Verse 23, Prabhu kahe Mathura yaiba amay krodh kari amay dosh lagana tumi haiba bikhari. With great affection, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, if you're angry with me when you go to Mathura, you will merely become a beggar and criticize me. Verse 24, Jagdanand kahe Prabhura dhariya charan purve haite ichha mor yaite vrindavan. Grasping the Lord's feet, Jagdanand Pandit then said, for a long time I have desired to go to Vrindavan. Verse 25, Prabhu agya nahi tate napari yaite, ebe agya deha avashya yaimu nishchite. I could not go without your lordship's permission. Now you must give me permission and I shall certainly go there. Verse 26, Prabhu prite tandra gaman nat karena angikar tenho prabhura Thani Agya Mage Bar Bar. Because of affection for Jagdanand Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not permit him to depart, but Jagdananda Pandit repeatedly insisted that the Lord give him permission to go. Verse 27, Swarup Gosani Re Pandit Kaila Nivedan Purve Haite Vrindavan Yaite Moramana. He then submitted a plea to Swarup Damodar Goswami for a very long time. He said, I have wanted to go to Vrindavan. Verse 28, Prabhu agya vina tahan yaite na pari ebe agya na dena more krodhe yah bali. I cannot go there, however, without the Lord's permission, which at present he denies me. He says, you are going because you are angry at me. Verse number 29. Sahajai more tahan yaite manahaya Prabhu agya lena deha kariye vinay. Naturally, I have a desire to go to Vrindavan, therefore, please humbly request him to grant him his permission. Verse 30. Tabe Swarup Gosani kahe Prabhur Charane Jagadanande Icha Bad Yaite Vrindavane. Thereafter, Swarup Damodar Goswami submitted his appeal at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagadananda Pandit intensely desires to go to Vrindavan. Verse 31, Tomar Thani Agya Tenho Mage Bar Bar Agya Deh Mathura Dekhi Aise Ek Bar. He begs for your permission again and again, therefore please permit him to go to Mathura and then return. Verse 32, Aire Dekite Yaiche God Deshe Yae Taiche Ek Bar Vrindavan Dekhi Aye. You permitted him to go see Mother Shachi in Bengal, and you may similarly permit him to go see Vrindavan and then return. Verse 33, Swarup Gosanir Bole Prabhu Agya Dila Jagdanande Bolana Tandre Shikhaila. At the request of the Swarup Damodar Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu granted Jagdananda Pandit permission to go. The Lord sent for him and instructed him as follows. So this was verse 33. Now moving to verse 34. Varanasi Paryanta Swachande Yaiba Pathe Pathe Age Savdhane Yaiba Kshatriyadi Sathi. You may go as far as Varanasi without encountering disturbances, but beyond Varanasi, you should be very careful to travel on the path in the company of the Kshatriyas. The path from Varanasi to Vrindavan was infested with robbers, and therefore, in those days, there were Kshatriyas to protect travelers. Verse 35, Keval Gaudiya Paile बाट पाड़ करी बांधे सब लूटी बांधी राखे याइते विरोधे. As soon as the plunderers, this is verse 35, as soon as the plunderers on the road see a Bengali traveling alone, they take everything from him, arrest him, and do not let him go. Now, this is the purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bengalis are generally not very stout or strong. Therefore, when a lone Bengali traverses the road of Bihar, the plunderers on the road capture him, rob all his belongings, and kidnap him for their own service, according to one opinion. The rogues of Bihar know very well that the Bengalis are intelligent. Therefore, these thieves generally force the Bengalis into service requiring intelligence and do not allow them to leave. Verse 36. Mathura gele Sanatan Sange Rahiba Mathura Swami Saber Charan Vandiba. When you reach Mathura, you should remain with Sanatan Goswami and offer respectful obeisances to the feet of the leading men there. Verse 37. Dure Rahi Bhakti Kariha Sange Na Rahiba. Tan Sabar Achar Cheshta Laite Nariba. Do not mix freely with the residents of Mathura. Show them respect from a distance because you are on a different platform of devotional service. You cannot adopt their behavior and practices. Purport: the residents of Vrindavan and Mathura are devotees of Krishna in parental affection, and their feelings always conflict with the opinions of the Smarth Brahmins. Devotees who worship Krishna in opulence cannot understand the parental devotional feelings of the Lord of Mathura and Vrindavan who follow the path of spontaneous love. Devotees on the platform of Vidhi Marg, the regulative devotional principles, may misunderstand the activities of those on the platform of Raga Marg, devotional service and spontaneous love. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed Jagdananda Pandit to remain apart from the residents of Vrindavan who were spontaneous devotees so as not to become disrespectful toward them. Verse 38. Sanatan Sangye Kariha Vana Darshana Sanataner Sangha Na Chadiba Eka Kshana. Visit all 12 forests of Vrindavan in the company of Sanatan Goswami. Do not leave his association for even a moment. Verse 39. Shigra Asiha Tahan Na Rahiha Chirakal Govardhane Na Chadiya Dekhite Gopal. You should remain in Vrindavan for only short time and then return here as soon as possible. Also, do not climb Govardhan hill to see Gopal deity. Purport: in his Amrit Prabhashya, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur advises that one should remain in Vrindavan for a very long time. One should avoid remaining in Vrindavan for a very long time. As the saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt. If one stays in Vrindavan for many days, he may fail to maintain proper respect for its inhabitants. Therefore, those who have not attained the stage of spontaneous love for Krishna should not live in Vrindavan very long. It is better for them to make short visits. One should also avoid climbing Govardhan hill to see Gopal deity, since Govardhan hill itself is identical with Gopal. One should not step on the hill or touch it with his feet. One may see Gopal when he goes elsewhere. Verse 40. Amiha asitechi kahiha sanatane amar tare ek sthana yena kare vrindavane. Verse 49. This is: inform Sanatan Goswami that I am coming to Vrindavan for a second time and that he should therefore arrange a place for me to stay. Verse 41. Eta bali Jagadanande Kaila Alingana Jagadananda Chalila Prabhura Vandiya Charana. After saying this, the Lord embraced Jagadanand Pandit, who then worshipped the Lord's lotus feet and started for Vrindavan. Verse 42. Sava Bhakta Gana Thani Agya Magila Vana Pathe Chali Chali Varanasi Aila. He took permission from the devotees and then departed. Traveling on the forest path, he soon reached Varanasi. Verse 43. Tapal Mishra Chandrasekhar Donhari Milila Tandra Thani Prabhura Katha Sakala Ishunila. He then met Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar in Varanasi. They both heard from him about topics concerning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 44. Mathurate Asi Milila Sanatane Dui Janer Sange Dunhe Anandit Mane. Finally, Jagdanand Pandit reached Mathura where he met Sanatan Goswami. They were very pleased to see each other. Verse 45. Sanatan Karaila Tandre Dwadash Vana Darshana Gokule Rahila Dunhe Dekhi Mahavana. After Sanatan Goswami had taken Jagdanand to see all 12 forests of Vrindavan, concluding with Mahavan, they both remained in Gokul. Verse number 46. सनातनेर गोफाते दुन्हे रहे एक ठानी पंडित पाक करे न देवालय याय. They stayed in Sanatan Goswami's cave, but Jagdanand Pandit would go cook for himself at a nearby temple. Verse 47. Sanatan Bhiksha करे न याय महावने Kabhu Devalaya Kabhu Brahmana Sadane. Sanatan Goswami would beg alms from door to door in the vicinity of Mahavan. Sometimes he would go to a temple and sometimes to a Brahman's house. Verse 48. Sanatan Panditera Kare Samadhan Mahavane Dena Ani Magi Annapan. Sanatan Goswami attended to all the Jagdanand Pandit's needs, for he begged in the area of Mahavan and brought Jagadananda all kinds of things to eat and drink. Verse 49. एक दिन सनातने पंडित निमंत्रिला नित्य कृत्य करी तेन्हा पाक चढ़ाइला. This is verse 49. One day Jagdananda Pandit, having invited Sanatan to a nearby temple for lunch, finished his routine duties began to cook. Verse 50. Mukunda Saraswati नाम सन्यासी महाजने एक बहिर्वास तेन्हो दिल. Sanatane, previously a great sannyasi named Mukunda Saraswati, had given Sanatan Goswami an outer garment. Verse 51. Sanatan say vastra mastake bandhiya Jagadanandir vasa dware vasila asiya. Sanatan Goswami was wearing his cloth bound about his head when he came to Jagadanand Pandit's door and sat down. Verse 52. Ratula vastra dekhi Pandit Prema Vishta Haila Mahaprabhura Prasad Jani Tanhare Puchila. Assuming the reddish cloth to be a gift from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagdananda Pandit was overwhelmed with the ecstatic love. Thus he questioned Sanatan Goswami. Verse 53. Kahan paile tumi ei ratula vasana Mukund Saraswati dila kahe Sanatana. Where did you get that reddish cloth on your head? Jagdananda asked. Sanatan Goswami replied, Mukunda Saraswati gave it to me. Verse 34. Shuni Panditere Mane Krodha Upujila Bhater Handi Hate Lena Marite Aila. Hearing this, Jagdanand Pandit was immediately very angry and took a cooking pot in his hand, intending to beat Sanatan Goswami. Verse 55. Sanatan Tamre Jani Lachit Haila Balite Lagila Pandit Handi Chulate Dharila. Sanatan Goswami, however, knew Jagdanand Pandit was very well and was consequently somewhat ashamed. Jagdanand Pandit therefore left the cooking pot on the stove and spoke as follows. Verse 56. Tumi Mahaprabhura how Parshad Pradhan Tuma Sam Mahaprabhu Priya Nahi An. You are one of the chief associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, no one is dearer to him than you. Verse 57. अन्य सन्यासीर वस्त्र तुम्ही धर सिरे कौन आइछे हया इहा पारे सही बारे. Still you have bound your head with the cloth given to you by another sannyasi. Who can tolerate such behavior? Verse 58. Sanatan kahe sadhu pandit mahashay toma samachaitanyer priya kaha naya. Sanatan Goswami said, my dear Jagdananda Pandit, you are greatly learned saint, no one is dearer to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu than you. Verse 59. Aichish Chaitanya Nishtha Yogya Tomate Tumi na dekhaile iha sikhiba ke mate. This faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fits you quite well. Unless you demonstrate it, how could I learn such fault? Verse 60. यहाँ देखी बारे वस्त्र मस्तके बांधिला सही अपूर्व प्रेम एई प्रत्यक्ष देखिला. My purpose in binding my head with the cloth has now been fulfilled because I have personally seen your uncommon love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 61. Rakta Vatstra Vaishnavera Parite Na Yoyai Kona Pravishre Dimu Ki Na Kai Uthai. Uhai. This saffron cloth is unfit for a Vaishnav to wear, therefore I have no use for it. I shall give it to a stranger. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments on this incident as follows: Vaishnavas are all liberated persons unattached to anything material. Therefore, Vaishnavas need not accept the dress of a sannyasi to prove his exalted position. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the renounced order from a sannyasi of the Mayavad school. Present day Vaishnava sannyasis, however, never think that way, that by accepting the dress of sannyas order and they have become equal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, a Vaishnav accepts the sannyas order to remain an eternal servant of his spiritual master. He accepts the sannyas order to remain an eternal servant of his spiritual master, who is Paramahansa, and he thinks that he is unfit to dress like Paramahansa. Therefore, Vaishnava accepts sannyasi out of humility, not out of pride. Sanatana Goswami had adopted the dress of Paramahamsa, therefore it was inappropriate for him to wear the saffron cloth on his head. However, a Vaishnav sannyasi does not think himself fit to imitate the dress of a Paramahamsa Vaishnava according to the principles set down by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One should always think himself in the lower stages. Not on the level of Paramahamsa Vaishnava. Thus, a Vaishnava will sometimes accept the sannyas order just to keep himself below the level of Paramahamsa Vaishnava. This is the instruction of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, verse 62. Pak Kari Jagdananda Chaitanya Samarpila Dui Janavasi Tabe Prasad Paila. When Jagdananda Pandit finished cooking, he offered the food to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he and Sanatana Goswami sat down and ate the prasad. Verse 63. Prasad pai aniyone kaila alingana Chaitanya virahe duhe karila kandana. After eating the prasad, they embraced each other and cried due to separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 64. Emat mas dui rahila vrindavane Chaitanya viraha dukha na yaye sahane. They passed 2 months in Vrindavan. In this way, finally, they could no longer tolerate the unhappiness of separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhura, this is verse 65, Mahaprabhura Sandesh Khayhila Sanatane Amiha Asiteshi Rahite Gariha Ekasthane. Jagdananda Pandit therefore gives Sanatana Goswami the message from the Lord: I am also coming to Vrindavan. Please arrange a place for me to stay. I'll repeat the translation again. Jagdananda Pandit therefore gave Sanatana Goswami the message from the Lord: I am also coming to Vrindavan. Please arrange a place for me to stay. Verse 65. Verse 66, not 35. Jagdananda Pandit tabe agya magila Sanatan Prabhu kichu bhet vastu dila. When Sanatana Goswami granted permission for Jagdananda Pandit to return to Jagannath Puri, he gave Jagdananda some gifts for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 67. Rasas thalira valu ar govardhana shila shushka pakka pilu phala ar kunjamala. The gift consisted of some sand from the site of the Ras Leela, a stone from the Govardhan hill, dry ripened pillow fruits, and Govardhan, a garland of small conch shells. Verse 68, Jagdanand Pandit, Chalila Sabalena Vyakula Haila Sanatan 3 Vidaila. Thus Jagdanand Pandit, bearing all these gifts, started on his journey. Sanatan Goswami, however, was very agitated after bidding him farewell. Verse 69, Prabhura Nimitt एक मने विचारिला द्वादश आदित्य तिलाय एक मथ पायला. Soon after, Sanatan Goswami selected a place where Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could stay in Vrindavan. It was a temple in the highlands named Dwadashaditya Tila. Not Tila, Tila. Verse 70 says, Thana Rakhila Gosani Samskar Kariya. माथेर आगे राखीला एक चौनी बंधिया. Sanatan Goswami kept the temple very clean and in good repair. Sanatan Goswami kept the temple very clean and in good repair. In front of it, he erected a small hut. Verse 70. Shighra chali nila chale gela Jagdananda Bhakta Sah Gosani Haila Paramananda. Meanwhile, traveling very quickly, Jagannath Pandit soon arrived at the Jagannath Puri, and much to the joy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees. Verse 72. Prabhura Charanavandi Sabare Milla Mahaprabhu Tandre Drida Alingana Kaila. I'll repeat this verse 72. Prabhura Charanavandi Sabare Mirila Mahaprabhu Tandre Drida Alingan Kaila. After offering prayers at the lotus feet of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagdananda Pandit greeted everyone. Then the Lord embraced Jagdananda Pandit very strongly. Verse 72. Prabhura Charanavandi Sabar Mila Prabhura Tandre Durha Alangikana Kaila. After offering the prayers at the lotus feet of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagdish Prabhura Charanavandi Sabare Milla Mahaprabhu Tandre Drida Alingana. Verse 72. After offering prayers at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagadananda Pandit, and greeting everyone, he greeted everyone. Then Lord embraced Jagdananda very strongly. Verse 73. Savanatanera Name Pandit Dandavat Kaila Rasa Sthalera Dhuli Adi Sab Bheta Dila. Sanatanere Name Pandit Dwadashi Haila Sanatanere Name Pandit Dandavat Kaila Rasa Sanatanere Nam Pandit Dandavat Kaila Rasa Thalira Dhuti Adi Sab Bheta Ailan. Verse 70. We've read the translation, is repeated again. After offering praise at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jagdananda Pandit greeted him nicely. Then the Lord embraced Jagdananda very strongly. Verse 73. Sanatanera नामे नामे पंडितन थेला रास स्थलीला धूली आदि सब भेता दिला. Jagadanand Pandit also offered obeisances to the Lord on behalf of Sanatana Goswami. Then he gave the Lord the dust from the site of the rasa dance and other gifts. Sabadravya akhil na pilu dilena bantiya vrindavanera phala bali khaila rishta hena. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept all the gifts except the pillow fruits which he distributed to the devotees because the fruits were from Vrindavan. Everyone ate them with great happiness. Verse 75 ये कहे जाने आंटी चूशीते लागिला ये न जाने गोड़िया पिलू चावना खाइला. Those devotees who were familiar with pilu fruits sucked on the seeds, but the Bengali devotees who did not know what they were chewed the seeds and followed them. Verse 76 मुखे तार झाल गेला जिह्वा करे ज्वाला वृंदावनेरा पिलू खाइते ei ek lila. The hot chili-like taste burned the tongues of those who chewed the seeds. The eating of pilu fruits from Vrindavan was a pastime for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 77 Jagdanandera agamane sabar ullas ei mate Nilachale Prabhur Vilas. When Jagdananda Pandit returned from Vrindavan, everyone was jubilant. Thus Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed his pastimes while residing at Jagannath Puri. Verse 78 एक दिन प्रभु यमेश्वर तोटा याइते सई काले देवदासी लागिला गाइते. One day when Lord was going to the temple of Yameshwar, a female singer began to sing in the Jagannath temple. Verse 79 Gujari Ragini Lena Sumadhur Sware Geet Govinda Pad Gaye Jagmana Hare. She sang a Gujari tune in a very sweet voice, and because the subject was Jayadev Goswami's Geet Govind, the song attracted the attention of the entire world. Verse 80 Dure Gan Shuni Prabhura Haila Avesh Stri Purush Ke Gaye Na Jane Vishesh. Hearing the song from a distance, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately became ecstatic. He did not know whether it was a man or a woman singing. Verse 81 Tare Mili Bare Prabhu Avesh She Dhaila Pathe Sijera Badi Haya Phutia Chalila. As the Lord ran in ecstasy to meet the singer, thorny hedges pricked his body. Verse 82 Ange Kanta Lagila Kichuna Janila Aste Vyaste Govinda Tanra Pachete Dhaila. Govinda ran very quickly behind the Lord, who did not feel any pain from the pricking of the thorns. Verse 83 Dhan Yayen Prabhu Stri Ache Alpadure Stri Gaye Bali Govinda Prabhure Kaila Kole. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running very rapidly, and the girl was only short distance away. Just then Govinda caught the Lord in his arms and cried, "It is a woman singing." Verse 84 Stri Naam Shuni Prabhu Prabhura Bahya Haila Punarapi Se Pathe Bahudi Chalila. As soon as he heard the word woman, the Lord became externally conscious and turned back. Verse 85 Prabhu kahe Govinda aji rakhila jivana stri parasha haile amar haita marana. My dear Govinda, he said, you have saved my life. If I had touched the body of a woman, I would certainly have died. Verse 86 E rena shodhite ami narimu tomar Govinda kahe Jagannath rakhila mui kon char. I shall never be able to repay my debt to you, Govinda replied. Lord Jagannath has saved you. I am insignificant. Prabhu kahe Govinda mor sangi rahiba. Yahan tahan mor rakshaye savadhan haiba. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, my dear Govinda, you should stay with me always. There is a danger anywhere and everywhere. Therefore, you should protect me very carefully. Verse 88 Eta Bali Liuti Prabhu Gela Nijasthane Shuni Mahabhay Haila Surupadi Mane. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned home. When Swarup Goswami and his other attendants heard about the incidents, they were very afraid. Verse 89. Etha Tapan Mishra Putra Raghunath Bhattacharya Prabhure Dekhite Chalila Chadi Sarva Karya. During this time, Raghunath Bhattacharya, the son of Tapan Mishra, gave up all his duties and left home, intending to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 90. काशी हाइते चलीला तेन्हो गौड़ पथ दिया संगे सेवक चले तांड्र झाली वहिया. Accompanied by one servant carrying his baggage, Raghunath Bhatt started from Varanasi and travelled along the path leading through Bengal. Verse 91. Pathe tar mirila Vishwas Ramadas Vishwas Khanar Kayasth Tenho Rajar Vishwas. In Bengal, he met Ramadas Vishwas, who belonged to the Kayasth caste. He was one of the king's secretaries. Purport: the word Vishwas Khanra Kayasth indicates a secretary or clerk belonging to the Kayasth caste. Castes were usually secretaries to kings, governors, or other important persons. It is said that anyone working in the government secretariat at this time was a Kayasth. Verse 92. Sarva Shastre Praveen Kayavya Prakash Adhyapaka Param Vaishnav Raghunath Upasak. Ramadas Vishwas was very learned in all the revealed scriptures. He was a teacher of the famous book Kavya Prakash and was known as an advanced devotee and worshipper of Raghunath, that is Lord Ramchandra. Purport: commenting on the word Param Vaishnav, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that anyone who desires to merge into the existence of the Lord cannot be a pure Vaishnav, because Ramadas Vishwas was a great devotee of Lord Ramchandra. He was almost a Vaishnav. In those days, no one could distinguish between a pure Vaishnav and a pseudo Vaishnav. Therefore, Ramadas Vishwas was known as a Vaishnav because he worshipped Lord Ramchandra. Verse 93. Ashta Prahar Ram Nam Japena Ratri Dine Sarva Tyaji Chalila Jagannath Darshane. Ramdas had renounced everything and was going to see Lord Jagannath. While travelling, he chanted the holy name of the Lord Ram 24 hours a day. Verse 94. Raghunath Bhattera Sane Pathete Milila Bhattera Jhali Mathe Kari Vahiya Chalila. When he met Raghunath Bhatt on the way, he took Raghunath's baggage on his head and carried it. Verse 95. Nana Seva Kari Kare Pad Samvahan Tate Raghunather Haya Sankuchit Mana. Ramdas served Raghunath Bhatt in various ways, even massaging his legs. Raghunath Bhatt felt some hesitation in accepting all this service. Verse 96. Tumi bad lok pandit mahabhagavate seva na kariha sukhe chal mor sathe. You are a respectable gentleman, a learned scholar, and a great devotee. He said, please do not try to serve me, just come with me in a happy mood. Verse 97. Ramdas kahe ami shudra adham brahmaner seva ei mor nij dharm. Ramdas replied, I am a shudra, a fallen soul. To serve a Brahman is my duty and religious principle. Verse 98. Sankoch na kar tumi ami tomar das tomar sevak karile haya hridaye ullas. Therefore, please do not be hesitant. I am your servant, and when I serve you, my heart becomes jubilant. Verse 99. Eta bali jhali vahena Karena Sevare Raghunather Tarak Mantra Japena Ratri Dine. Thus Ramadas carried the baggage of Raghunath Bhatt and served him sincerely. He constantly chanted the holy name of Lord Ramchandra day and night. Verse 100. Ei mate Raghunath Aila Nilachale Prabhura Charane Yana Melila Kotuhale. Traveling in this way, Raghunath Bhatt soon arrived at the Jagannath Puri. There, with great delight, he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and fell at his lotus feet. So this was verse 100. Moving to verse 101. Danda pranam kari bhatt padila charane Prabhu Raghunath jani kaila alingane. Raghunath Bhatt fell straight as a rod at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then the Lord embraced him, knowing knowing well who he was, verse 102, Mishra Ar Shekharera Dandavat Janaila, Mahaprabhu Tan Sabar Varta Puchila. Raghunath offered respectful obeisance to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on behalf of Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhar, and the Lord also inquired about them. That was verse 102. Verse 103, Bhal Haila Aila Dekh Kamal Lochan Aji Amar Eta Kariba Prasad Bhojan. It is very good that you have come here, the Lord said. Now go see the lotus-eyed Lord Jagannath. Today you will accept prasad here at my place. Verse 104, Govindere Kahi Ek Vasa Deo Yaila Swarupadi Bhakta Gana Sane Milaila. The Lord asked Govinda to arrange for Raghunath Bhatt's accommodations and then introduced him to all the devotees headed by Sarup Damodar Goswami. Verse 105, E Mata Prabhu Sangi Rahila Ashtamas Dine Dine Prabhura Kripaye Badaye Ullas. Thus Raghunath Bhatt lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continuously for 8 months, and by the Lord's mercy he felt increased transcendental happiness every day. Verse 106, Madhye Madhye Mahaprabhura Karena Nimantrana Ghar Bhatt Karena Ar Vividh Vyanjana. He would periodically cook rice with various vegetables and invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his home. Verse 107, Raghunath Bhatt Pake Ati Sunipuna Ye Randhe Se Hai Amritera Sama. Raghunath Bhatt was an expert cook. Whatever he prepared tasted just like nectar. Verse 108, Param Santoshe Prabhu Karena Bhojana Prabhur Avashishta Patra Bhattera Bhakshan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would accept with great satisfaction all the food he prepared after the Lord was satisfied. Raghunath Bhatt would eat his remnants. Verse 109, Ramadas Yadi Pratham Prabhure Milila Mahaprabhu Adik Tanbre Kripana Karila. This was 109 verse. When Ramadas Vishwas met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord did not show him any special mercy, although this was their first meeting. Verse 110, Antare Mumukshu Tenho Vidya Garvavan Sarvachit Gyata Prabhu Sarvagya Bhagwan. Within his heart, Ramdas Vishwas was an impersonalist who desired to merge into the existence of the Lord, and he was very proud of his learning. Being the omniscient Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can understand the heart of everyone, and thus he knew all these things. Verse 111, Ramdas Kaila Tabe Nilachale Vas Patanaika Goshtike Padaya Kavya Prakash. Ramdas Vishwas then took up residence in Jagannath Puri and taught the Kavya Prakash to the Patnaik family, the descendants of Bhavananda Rai. This was verse 111. Moving on to verse 112. Ashtamasa Rahi Prabhu Bhatte Vidaye Dila Vivahana Kariha Bali Nishedha Karila. After 8 months, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to Raghunath Bhatt, the Lord flatly forbade him to marry. Do not marry, the Lord said. Purport, Raghunath Bhattacharya had become a greatly advanced devotee. While still unmarried, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see this, and therefore he advised him not to begin the process of material sense gratification. Marriage is a concession for people who are unable to control their senses. Raghunath, however, being an advanced devotee of Krishna, naturally had no desire for sense gratification. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised him not to enter the bondage of marriage. Generally, a person cannot make such an much advancement in spiritual consciousness if he is married, because attachment to his family and is prone to sense gratification. Thus, his spiritual advancement is very slow or almost nil. Verse 113, Vriddha Mata Pitar Yai Karah Sevana Vaishnav Pasha Bhagavata Kar Adhyayana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Raghunath Bhatt, so this is verse 113, when you return home, serve your aged father and mother who are devotees and try to study Srimad Bhagavatam from a pure Vaishnav who has realized God. Purport, one should note that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, advised Raghunath Bhattacharya to learn Srimad Bhagavatam. He advised him to understand Srimad Bhagavatam not from professional men but from the real Bhagavad devotee. He also advised Raghunath Bhatt to serve his mother and father because they were both his devotees. Anyone who wishes to advance in Krishna consciousness must try to serve the devotees of Krishna, as Narottam Das Thakur says, Chhadiya Vaishnav Seva Nistar Paeche Kiba. Without serving a realized Vaishnav, no one has ever been released from the materialistic way of life. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have never advised Raghunath Bhatt to serve ordinary parents, but since his parents were Vaishnavas, the Lord advised him to serve them. One might ask, why shouldn't ordinary parents be served? As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, 18th verse, Gurur na syat swajano na syat pita na syaj janani na sa syat devam na tat syat na patish च न शयान न मोचयेद यह samupeta mrityum. One who cannot deliver the dependent from the path of birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a relative, father or mother, or a worshipable demigod, or should such a person become a husband. Everyone naturally gets a father and mother at the time of birth, but the real father and mother are they who can release their offspring from the clutches of imminent death. This is possible only for parents advanced in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, any parents who cannot enlighten their offsprings in Krishna consciousness cannot be accepted as real father and mother. The following verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.200 confirms the uselessness of serving ordinary parents. Laukiki Vediki Vapi Ya Kriya Kriyate Mune Hari Sevanu Kulaiva Sakarya Bhaktim Ichhata. One should perform only those activities, either worldly or prescribed by Vedic rules and regulations, which are favorable for the cultivation of Krishna consciousness. Concerning the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly advises that one should avoid hearing from non-Vaishnava professional reciter. In this connection, Sanatan Goswami quotes a verse from the Padma Puran, Avaishnav Mukho Di Grinam Putam Hari Kathamritam Shravanam Naiva Kartavyam Sarpochishtam Yatha Payah. One should not hear or take lessons from a person who is not a Vaishnav. Even if he speaks about Krishna, such a lesson should not be accepted, for it is like milk touched by the lips of a serpent. Nowadays, it is fashionable to observe Bhagavad Saptah or the Bhagavad Week and hear Srimad Bhagavatam from persons who are anything but advanced devotees or self realized souls. There are even many Mayavadis who read Srimad Bhagavatam to throngs of people. Many Mayavadis have recently begun reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in Vrindavan, and because they can present the Bhagavatam with word jugglery, twisting the meaning of grammatical tricks, materialistic persons who go to Vrindavan as a matter of spiritual fashion like to hear them. All this is clearly forbidden by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should note carefully that since these Mayavadis cannot personally know the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam, they can never deliver others by reciting it. On the other hand, an advanced devotee of the Lord is free from material bondage. He personifies the Srimad Bhagavatam in life and action. Therefore, we advise that anyone who wants to learn Srimad Bhagavatam must approach such a realized soul. Verse 114. Punarapi ek bar asiha nilachale eta bali kantha mala dila tandra gale. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concluded, come again to Nilachal Jagannath Puri. After saying this, the Lord put his own neck beads on Raghunath Bhatt's neck. Verse 115. Alingana kari Prabhu vidai tandre dila preme garagara bhatta kandite lagila. Then the Lord embraced him and bade him farewell. Overwhelmed with ecstatic love, Raghunath Bhatt began to cry due to imminent separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 116. Sarup Adi Bhakta Thani Agya Magya Varanasi Aila Bhatta Prabhura Agya Pana. After taking permission from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees headed by Sarup Damodar, Raghunath Bhatt returned to Varanasi. Verse 117. Chari Vatsara Ghare Pita Matar Seva Kaila Vaishnav Pandita Thani Bhagavad Padaila. In accordance with the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he continuously rendered service to his mother and father for 4 years. He also regularly studied the Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized Vaishnava. Verse 118. Pita Mata Kashi Paile Udasina Hena Punha Prabhura Thani Aila Grihadi Chadiya. Then his parents died at Kashi, Varanasi, and he became detached. He therefore returned to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving up all relationships with his home. Verse 119. Purvat Ashtamas Prabhu Pasha चिला अष्ट मास रही पुनः प्रभु आज्ञा दिला. As previously, Raghunath remained continuously with Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 8 months. Then the Lord gave him the following orders. Verse 120. Amar Agya Raghunath Yah Vrindavane Tahan Yan Raha Roop Sanatan Sthane. Verse 120. It is, my dear Raghunath, go to Vrindavan following my instructions and place yourself under the care of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. Verse 121. Bhagavad Pada Sada Leh Krishna Nam Achire Karibena Kripa Krishna Bhagwan. In Vrindavan, this is verse 121. In Vrindavan, you should chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 24 hours a day and read Srimad Bhagavatam continuously. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will very soon bestow his mercy upon you. Verse 122. Etavali Prabhu Tanre Alingan Kaila Prabhur Kripate Krishna Preme Mat Haila. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Raghunath Bhatt, and by the Lord's mercy, Raghunath was enlivened with ecstatic love for Krishna. Verse 123. Chodda Hat Jagannather Tulasira Mala Chuta Pan Vida Mahotsave Panchila. At the festival of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been given some unspiced betel and a garland of tulsi leaves 14 cubits long. The garland had been worn by Lord Jagannath. Verse 124. Say mala chuta pan prabhu tanre dila ishta dev kari mala dharya rakhila. This is verse 124. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the garland and betel to Raghunath Bhatt, who accepted them as worshipable deity, preserving them very carefully. Verse 125. Prabhu Thani Agya Lena Gela Vrindavane Ashray Karila Asi Roop Sanatane. Taking permission from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Bhatt then departed for Vrindavan. When he arrived there, he put himself under the care of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. Verse 126. Rupa Gosani Sabhai Karena Bhagavad Patana Bhagavate Padite Preme Olaye Tandramana. When reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in the company of Rupa and Sanatan, Raghunath Bhatt would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. Verse 127. Ashru Kampa Gadgada Prabhura Kripate Netra Kantha Rodha Bashpa Napare Padite. Bashpis, the tears. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he experienced the symptoms of ecstatic love, tears, trembling, and faltering of the voice. His eyes filled with tears, his throat became choked, and thus he could not recite Srimad Bhagavatam. Moving to verse 128. Pika swara kantha tate ragera vibhag ek shloka padite firaye teen chari rag. His voice was as sweet as cuckoos, and he would recite each verse of Srimad Bhagavatam in 3 or 4 tunes. Thus, his recitations were very sweet to hear. Verse 129. Krishnera Sondare Madhure Yabet Pade Shune Premete Vival Tabe Kichui Na Jane. When he recited or heard about the beauty and sweetness of Krishna, he would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love and become oblivious to everything. Verse 130. Govinda Charane Kaila Atma Samarpan Govinda Charanarvind Yandra Pranadhana. Thus Raghunath Bhatt surrendered fully at the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, and those lotus feet became his life and soul. Verse 131. Nija Shishya Kahi Govindera Mandir Karaila Vamshi Makar Kundaladi Bhushan Karidila. Subsequently, Raghunath Bhatt ordered his disciples to construct a temple for Govinda. He prepared various ornaments for Govinda, including a flute and earrings shaped like sharks. Verse 132. Gramya Vartana Shune Na Kahe Jihvaya Krishna Katha Puja Dite Ashta Prahar Yai. Raghunath Bhatt would neither hear nor speak about anything of the material world. He would simply discuss Krishna and worship the Lord day and night. Verse 133. Vaishnavera Nindaya Karna Nahi Pade Kane सबे कृष्ण भजन करे ei matra jane. He would not listen to blasphemy of a Vaishnav, nor would he listen to talk of Vaishnav's misbehavior. He knew only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. He did not understand anything else. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Raghunath Bhatt never did anything harmful to a Vaishnav. In other words, he was never inattentive in the service of the Lord, nor did he ever violate the rules and regulations of a pure Vaishnav. It is a duty of Vaishnavacharya to prevent his disciples and followers from violating the principles of Vaishnava behavior. He should always advise them to strictly follow the regulative principles which will protect them from falling down. Although Vaishnava preacher may sometimes criticize others, Raghunath Bhatt avoided this. Even if another Vaishnava was actually at fault, Raghunath Bhatt would not criticize him. He saw only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. That is the position of a Mahabhagavat. Actually, even if one is serving Maya in a higher sense, he is also servant of Krishna. Because Maya is the servant of Krishna, anyone serving Maya serves Krishna indirectly. Therefore, it is said, Keha mane, keha na mane, sab tandra dasha das, ye na mane tar hai se pape nash. Some accept him here as others do not, yet everyone is his servant. One who does not accept him, however, will be ruined by his sinful activities. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 6.85. Verse 134 Mahaprabhura Datta Mala Mananer Kale Prasad Kadar Sah Bandhi Len Gale. When Raghunath Bhatt Goswami was absorbed in remembrance of Lord Krishna, he would take the Tulasi garland and the prasad of Lord Jagannath given to him by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, bind them together and wear them on his neck. Verse 135 Mahaprabhura Kripaya Krishna Prema Anargala Eta Kahilun Tate Chaitanya Kripa Phala. The Sahib described the powerful mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by which Raghunath Bhatt Goswami remained constantly overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. Verses 136 and 137 Jagdanandera Kahilun Vrindavan Gaman Tar Madhe Dev Dasir Gana Gana Shravana. महाप्रभुर रघुनाथे कृपा प्रेम फल एक परिच्छेदे तीन कथा कहिलुन सकल. In this chapter I have spoken about three topics: Jagadanand Pandit's visit to Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's listening to the song of the Devdasi at the temple of Jagannath, and how Raghunath Bhatt achieved ecstatic love of Krishna by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Verse 138 Ye ei sakala katha shune shraddha kari Tandre Krishna Prem Dhana Dena Gaurahari. Gaurahari is another name for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaurahari bestows ecstatic love for Krishna upon anyone who hears all these topics with faith and love. Verse 139 Shri Rupa Raghunath Pade Yar Ash Chaitanya Charitamrit Kahe Krishna Das. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhakti Vedanta purpose to Shri Chaitanya Charitamrit, Antalila, 13th chapter, describing Jagadananda Pandit's visit to Vrindavan. The Lord's hearing the song of the Devdasi, the Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, achieving love of Krishna. So we'll continue with our chapter 14's reading next time. Thank you for joining. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai, Panch Tattva ki Jai, Gauranga ki Mahaprabhu ki Jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.